Hello. Hello. I just want to ask that will you be doing the practical with our laptop now? Should we get it ready, or we can get we just try to be going along with you? Which one is best?
You should be going along with me while you are operating. I will be designing the forms and giving you the room to also design at the same time. That's one. If you're on your phone, right? If you are using your phone, you can also follow us. These concepts are not actually memory or computer speed intensive. So the phone can design the forms efficiently. The systems can design the forms efficiently. And I will be slow pacing my tutor so that each and every one of us following me will be able to follow according to the class. So yes, you can set up your system and get ready for operations. Mr. Taufik. So this is 450, and we have, how many are we? We are 10. We are 10. We are still expecting a large number of people to join this class. Okay, let's start. So any other question before we proceed? Okay, then we can proceed. So this class is going to be very practical. This class is going to be very practical. Okay. And I would want us to, I'll be giving instructions while I practice too, while I practice on the screen, while you see what I'm doing, I follow. Please, as we proceed, if you have any question, please ask a question. Whatever is not clear, please ask. So please give me a second. Okay, so the first step in creating your Google form is the purpose of the design. You have to have this um, understanding of exactly why. Why are you designing a form? For what purpose are you designing? These questions have to be completed before you even turn on your system or do anything. At the end of the day, whatever concept you have will determine to what extent you go in your design, how simple it's going to look, or how complex it should look, what are the required elements in your form, and the kind of data you expect to from your client, or whether you want to make a sales form, or whether you want to do polls, that is, you want to ask people for their opinion on something. So all this has to be decided before you start designing. But for this class, that is why we have listed all those elements. So you already know what you're going to be working on. So please, I'm going to share my browser so you get to see what's there. Okay. Okay, can we proceed now? Okay, so the first thing we are going to do, is to enter this link in our browsers. Look at these links. Forums.google.com. Please, let's all do this. Forums.google.com. Once you do this, you are going to see the Google Forms, the default setting of the Google form, which allows you to pick either a template or you choose a blank form. So in this class, we are going to be working with a blank form. It will allow us to design ourselves from scratch. So we're going to be designing our own forms from scratch. So you click this plus. You can see here, you click this blank form. Once we click, we are going to be presented with an empty form. This is a form, and it is blank. You are expected to enter every detail you want using these tools by the right. Okay? So the first step is this. According to what I've mentioned, what exactly are we designing? So if you look at that list we presented again, we have a guide already. We know the first thing we want to do, right? So what's the first thing we are doing? We are going to first of all learn some basics. So by the time we get these basics, then we produce to designing the form for our school, right? This will be very, very essential for those who operate educational-based business. Maybe you are a school owner, maybe you operate an educational-based whatever. So you can apply this concept. If you're in engineering, you're going to design a form that applies to your field. But the bottom line is, once you understand these concepts, how these tools, how they work, you can design anything in any situation you find yourself. So the first part we are going to be looking at is the title here, untitled form. Here is synchronized. This section here is synchronized with this section here. They are linked together. Whatever you enter in this place applies here. So these two parts are synchronous. It represents the title bar of your page. That is the form page, by the time you load the form page. So what title are you going to be giving your form? What title do you want to give your page is what you'll be entering here. The second part here is the form description. The form description is actually a text description of the page you are designing. You may not enter anything there, but it is important and it is compulsory. You must enter something here. This cannot be left empty. As a matter of fact, this part of the form is enabled to not allow it to be empty, meaning that if you try to make it empty, it will rewrite itself. Here, we are going to try to delete the content and try to make it empty. So I want us to observe what's going to happen here. Immediately you empty this place, it's going to refresh and repeat the content again because it cannot be blank. So let's do the last thing, and you see that it comes back. So no matter how much you do that, it's going to keep coming back because the form needs to have a title. There must be a title to your page, right? However, there is no need for a description. It is not compulsory. If you have a description, please put it. If there's no description, you don't need to put anything there, right? Okay, so once we have that, this is the first step in your form. There are a number of things you can do in this first step. You can also give it what we call a header, because this is actually the head part of the page. This is the first thing your client will see. You can give it a header image or a header picture. A picture that has a small depiction of your company, your organization, or talking about the content of the form, the content of your page. So the picture is usually a small one that has, you know, a depiction of what you do or what the form entails. In order to add picture resources, the requirements are found in this customized theme. Can we see it? This customized theme allows you to edit features like the font size, the font style, the header picture, the color, Now, talking about the color of the page, Google Form does not allow you to paint anywhere you want, anywhere you like. There are a lot of constants in the form, but you can still make your form as stunning as possible if you understand how it works. Talking about colors, Google Form has an automated system built in that allows it to detect the coloration of your pictures, the header picture or the header image. So it is this coloration that Google Form uses to decide for this background here, this section here, this open background here. So it automatically changes the background to a shade of your header coloration. What you can do is to increase or decrease that shade. So it's going to present you with different shades of the coloration of your header. Okay, so let me be practical and less of stories. So here, if I enter something there, whatever we enter, say it's a school, please who can tell me the name of the school we are designing for? Which school are we designing for, please? Can we unmute? Okay, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. We can just choose Faith International School.
You say what?
Faith International School.
Unfortunately, it shows that you came late. We already have the name of the project we are going to design. I'm going to use this opportunity to present it again. So you are going to have be fully aware of the task we are going to be covering today. Can you see it now? Can we all see this? So the name of the school, is Little Learners Play School, right? Please, if you're raising your hand, you can talk.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you see now? So these are the projects we'll be covering.
Little Learners.
Yes, Little Learners Play School. So whatever we do here, you can do it on your own, on your laptop too, for your school. You understand? Okay. Secondly, whatever pictures you want to use in your form design, you should have them ready in a folder. You can create a folder, call it images, call it resources, call it something you can remember. It's going to be filled up with the pictures, the audio, or sorry, the videos, pictures of stuff that you'll be using. You are the only one that cannot hear me, sir. Okay. Some of us are having problem with the hearing. You should enable audio on your Zoom. I don't know if your icon is up or it is down there on your Zoom page. You are going to see the microphone, the red lines drawn on both microphone and the speaker. try to click on it. It's going to give you two options. Click one of the options. You can click dial-in or the other option, which is the web, I think. So once you choose one of them, you'll be able to hear me from your end. Hello, can everybody hear now? Can everybody hear me now? Please all click the mic icon on your screen.
I can hear you.
Good. Very
Yes,
good.
we can hear you.
Very good. So please check your screen. You will see the mic icon. It has a red cross. There's a red stroke on it. Click on it to remove that stroke. You're going to have two options. Click on one of the options. Okay, please, we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. So let's start with it. Little Learners Play School. So I'm going to pick up Little Learners Play School. So that's not our school. Little Learners Play School. Cool. So we are done with the heading. In this design I am doing currently, I don't want to give it any header picture because I have a picture which I have a flyer. Let me use it. I have a flyer which I want to use to advertise the school for the next session. So I already have a flyer. So I may not necessarily put an header image right up here. But in another form that we're going to be building, I'm going to use it for us to see how it is done. Okay? Some are still having problems with the microphone or something. But we have to proceed. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to write the description. So we're going to have description of our school, what we represent and everything. This is necessary if the flyer does not contain that description. But in my own case, I don't want to have any text on the front page, or let me call it the landing page. A landing page is the first page that the web page loads whenever the customer, whenever a client visits your page, whenever they click your link. So my landing page, I want it to be catching, you know? So I don't want to have a lot of text for people to read. Just look at the picture, beautiful picture, look at the, you know, look at the flyer, well designed and everything. So for that reason, I'm going to be using my already designed flyer as the first page for my school, landing page. So in order to do that, I'll come here. So this is my toolbox. These are the tools here which you can pick from. Now the flyer is an image, or is a picture, sorry. So once I come here, you can see add image. This is add title and description. This is import questions. This is add questions. This is add video. And this is what? Add sections. We are not adding sections right now. What we want to add is a picture of the school flyer. So I'm going to click on add image. It will ask me to load the image and select the destination and the location of the image. I'll click browse. Then I'm going to go to where the file is. No? And the image I'm looking for is, yeah, is here. So I'll open that and it will automatically load immediately. So let's wait as it loads. Now, this is the page, and this is the flyer I have already designed. And look at it here. So this is our flyer for Little Learners Play School. Although this flyer is expired, but we're going to use it for this class. So these are the things that the client, whoever visits our page, will be seeing once they click on the link. By the time we finish, I'm going to show you how to get the link. You should unmute. Okay, let's proceed. So now we have this. I'm sure everybody's following, and this is not difficult at all. If you want to delete this object, please let's unmute. Let's mute, please. Let's mute. Let's mute. Okay. So if you want to delete this object here that is consisting of the flyer, you can click on this here, you know. And if you want to duplicate it, let me duplicate. You're going to see it duplicated. So I don't think there's any time when you want to duplicate the same thing. You may want to duplicate it so that you can add some changes. You see? So I'm going to delete one of them by clicking on this. So once I click this, I'm going to delete this object. That's gone. I can also delete this one too. Come here and click delete. Done. So I'm only left with the flyer. You see the flyer here. Okay, so now it's going to ask me image title. I don't want to have any text on this landing page. So I'm going to leave the image title blank. The only thing you cannot leave blank, I've told you, is what? Is the title here, the page title, which is also going to affect the untitled form, which is here, the title page here. And if I click here, it's going to automatically synchronize with the content here and assume the text. So let's do that. Can you see that? I only clicked on it. Can you see that? It has changed. Good. So once we have this, according to my concept, this is all I want to have on my first page so that my users can go to the next page and continue to see what I have for them. Good. So now that we are here, the next thing we do is to create the next page. You know, this is only one page. How do we create the next page? Before you go ahead, whenever you make any change, it is advisable that you should always view the results of your changes. What we have been doing, we are still in design mode. You know, look at it, we are still in design mode. How will it look like to the client? How will it look like to my customers? So we are going to come here, look at this preview and click preview. Once I click preview, it's going to give me a page that represents the final result of all my workings. So let me click that and see how it looks like. So can we see? So this is the final outlook. Does this look good? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so this is what we have. This is the landing page. But we don't want to have many stories on this landing page. So for that reason, we leave this page to have only the flyer there. Now we are going to create the next page. This is the first page. We're going to create the next page. Remember, we only previewed this page. We have not finished. So Google will give you an icon here like a pencil that allows you to edit the form instantly. Or you can come back to your tab where you were editing and continue. So add a new page. You are going to create what we call sections. A section is simply another page. That's all. A section is another page. So once we click this, it's going to create section 2. Now the problem here is that based on where your cursor is, it has placed my section 2 above the content of section 1. I can easily move this up. So it can be part of section 1, or I move this down, but you cannot move a section. So I move this up. If it doesn't go, then you delete this section. You delete this section. Now, there is something about Google Form. You can easily wipe off everything you are doing if you're not careful. So there are these two buttons that will save you from such crisis. Undo and redo. So undo will take you back, undo will take you back, and here we are here. So the reason why the section was created above this flyer was because this file description was active. So in order for the section to be under the flyer, you have to make this flyer active. So the section will be created underneath. So once we go down there, you will see this next section. So this is section 2. Here in section 2, we want to have the proprietor's speech. What the proprietor wants to say about the school. So that is the plan. That is how it has been planned. In order to have that, what we simply need to do is we just type the text in there. However, the title has to be addressed, proprietor address. That is the title of this page. So here it's going to be proprietor's address. This is the proprietor's address, and the description here can have the actual address. That is what the proprietor has to say about the school. Now, I'm still not going to use the description because of the way I want the form to look. So I'm going to leave this header section of section 2. I'm going to leave it alone. Then I'm going to have my content on another object. But before we proceed, let's have the description let's have the proprietor's address in the description. We'll look at how it looks, then we are going to change the position. So I'm going to have a content now, which I'm going to place in that description. Okay. So this is my content for the proprietor's address. Now, whatever you type here is going to have this color. Mind you, this is going to be because it is the header for this content. And this is just the description for this. So it's going to have this title color at the background, and the foreground will be white. Mind you, we are going to talk about coloration later on. The two basic colors on this flyer are green, different shades of green, and the black color, and then we also have white. So it will be very good if you can change the title of every page in this form to that color category, so either light green or dark green. Now this is the content from the principal, from the proprietor. I want to add the picture of the proprietor on this section. So now here we are. If I'm going to preview this page, you see what it looks like. So this is the first page, the landing page. Then we'll click next. We're going to see the proprietor's address. Can you see that? So this is what the proprietor says. Okay. Now, this is the proprietor's image, picture. But look at this. It's breaking away from the content. So this is one of the essence of this training. There's a way you can actually bring this image inside this content. How? I'm going to show you now. In order to do that, what you're going to do is, it's actually a trick. It's actually a trick You are going to make this header. This header is compulsory. You cannot delete it. This section header is compulsory. You cannot delete it. So what we are going to do is this. Because of Google's automation, it's not going to display a con. Okay, now let's proceed.
You can continue.
Good. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to have another page. On that page, the parents will be invited to come for a school visitation. In order for them to see the school environment. So on that form, that is where the actual data acquisition begins. All these ones are presentation. So the data acquisition allows you to collect data. So we're going to collect data, just few data from the parents, the name, the phone number, the date they are willing to visit our school, and that's all. Okay, so let's do that. In order to create a new page, what we need to do is to click add a new section, right? We're going to add what? A new section. So my section has been created wrongly. What do? I just go back. I undo. Okay. So section 2. Okay. So we are on section 2, and we mistakenly created section 3 before section 2. So we are going to undo. Or we delete this section. So this becomes section 2. And this is section 3. So on our section 3, we'll be collecting data. So our data is going to begin by are we all here? Okay, good. So the first thing we're going to ask, we want to ask the parent's name. We come here to the questions and we ask question. So whenever you want to ask question, you click on this plus. So the question should be asked by entering the question you intend here. Parent's name. Parent's name. And here is going to be short text. Now here you can choose the kind of answer you want. Either a short answer, a long paragraph answer, a multiple choice answer, check boxes. Check boxes allow you to choose different number of options at the same time. Why this multi-choice? This object itself is actually called a radio button. It can only be selected, only one can be selected from a group of buttons. You can't select two, but a checkbox allows you to select more than one. You can even select all. Drop down also works like a radio button. You can only select one from a drop down. So here it's a name you're asking, so we are using short answer. The next question is the phone number, visitation date, the phone number and visitation date. So we come here, add question, phone number, also short text. And the next we add any question, which is visitation date. So we allow the parent to choose a date of their choice. Okay, So you can see that as I'm entering the questions, Google already understands the nature of the question and is giving me the appropriate kind of answer that is expected. It says day, month, or year. So this is a calendar kind of answer. So it's going to create a calendar for you to choose your date from. So we are done here. We are going to make the final touch by asking the parents if we can call them beforehand. Okay, so this is yes and no. I'm going to add all. Automatically, it's going to fill all of them for me. Look at this, yes, no, maybe. So I can remove the maybe because I don't want that to be there. So let's quickly preview how the form looks like. And yeah, this is the final outlook. And we are still going to add one more page, which is the last page. So, okay, you can see on title section. Now you can see why you have to preview your form. Now, for this reason here, we are going to place this proprietor's address here in the untitled section, and the image is there. Good. Next. And you can see kindly register for a visitation, parents details, parents name, phone number, visitation date. Can we call you before visitation? Yes. Okay, good. Now we are going to only make one correction, which is what? Yes, the title, the second section title. So let's go there and put the proprietor's address in the title. So here, I'll take this out and I'm going to put it here. So the logic is that if you only have a title here and there's no description, Google is going to merge this section together with this part of the form. So it's going to appear as one. So let's see it again. So you can see proprietor's address and it's merging them. Can you see that's merged? So we are almost done. So these are the questions you're going to answer. Now, if you want the parent to compulsorily answer all the questions here, there's a simple thing you have to do. You are going to check the question as compulsory. So to check the question as compulsory, meaning that they have to answer that question. Click in the elements, make it active, and click required. This required means that it is a must, it is compulsory. Required. Required. And lastly, required. Good. So let's create the last, the last page. So the last page is like an appreciation page for the parents filling out the form. So we're going to call this thank you page. Thank you. Then we're not going to fill anything here because I want to add a picture, and I'm going to have to add a picture just like that. So it is in the picture title, it is in the image title. I'm going to enter the text for appreciation. So what picture am I entering here? Yes. So in the title here, I'll enter my session, and this is everything we need to do in order to have the form. So that's all. So once we run this page, we will not be able to see anything else after the questioning. We're going to have a number of things to do. So the first thing here is this. Then you can see the statement. Now, please go to your WhatsApp. I'm going to be sharing the link. I'm going to share the link. How do we get the link for this page? So look at this. Can you register for a visitation, parents details? You can see the asterisk. This red asterisk means that that question is compulsory. So the parent's name, Mr. Name, parent phone number, Visitation day. Look at this now. So I'm going to be able to pick a date from the calendar. I can see. So I want to visit the school on the 7th, which is okay. Let me visit this on Monday. On Monday is on the 4th September. So can we call you before the? Oh, of course, you can call me. Okay. So next, these details I've entered will be stored. Now, see, thank you. Thank you for taking your time out. We are very much anticipating your visitation. Please do come along with your beautiful child. We would love to meet and interact with him or her. And perhaps he or she may want to have some fun on a well-equipped playground with free access to all the available resources under supervision and protection. He or she will love the experience. Oh, good. So the only last thing we think it is wrong here is this coloration for the header. So in order to sort colors, you come down here. I told you that starting from the first page, the coloration here has more of green. It's greening, right? So we come here, we click on this theme setting, and we're not going to touch anything than the color. So we come and choose color for it. So we're choosing green. Is it green? Yeah, choosing green. I'm expecting something to change. Secondly, you don't save Google Forms. You can see here, we now have green here. The title. The title is now green. You don't save Google Forms. It automatically saves. You can see the green here. Every title turns green. So we can look at, I don't know if you're recording them. You can look at the form. The last time. And yeah, see what I'm saying? See the header here is green. The page is green. Next. That's it. Proprietor's address is green. Everything is well spelled out. How do I get the link to this page? Next. So all these details have been filled. Now, I am not supposed to see all this information again. But because I didn't, let's finish off first. So next. So we have all this, thank you, and that's good. So we can submit. So once you submit this form, it is going to be recorded in our own database. So the database is simply your, you can see, your response has been recorded. This statement here is default. And this form allows you to submit as much responses as possible. So this is the end of the class for the school project. So the next thing you're looking at here is, let's quickly do for Rush Corp, construction engineering. It has the same pattern, just like that too, just little differences. Okay, let's quickly jump on it. So the first thing you are going to do, who can tell me please now? I've asked you to unmute. Tell me what the first thing we do in order to create a new form. So if you're just joining us, please follow this process. If you're just joining us, please follow this process. The first thing you're going to do is to enter this link, forms.google.com. If you are proficient enough, you can design as many forms as possible in a day. You can set up to 50 or even 100 forms. It depends on how proficient you are. Form is very simple. So once you do this, you are going to be presented with a number of options to pick from. So I'm picking the blank form. And the first thing we want to do again, we already know the company name and we know the title, Rush Corp. That is Rush Corp Engineering. Rush Corp Engineering. So in Rush Corp Engineering, what do they do? Okay, you don't know what you're supposed to click. Okay, I'm going to send it again. Click on that. Okay, you don't know what I clicked to get here. The plus. You will see the plus sign.
You are not sharing your web page.
Okay.
You are only sharing the image.
Okay, sorry. Wait. Okay, sorry. Thank you for you. Good. So we're dealing with Rush Corp Engineering. They are construction engineering. Okay. So the description is that they are a leading construction engineering. They do a number of constructions. They specialize in high-rising buildings, skyscrapers, and all. So we're going to have this first instead of image first. One. Number two, we are going to be using the header image this time around. So let me start with the header image, and we have the Rush Corp. If I click here, it changes header image. We come here, theme, and I'm going to choose an image. Can you all see? Choose an image. Can you see? Let me choose an image. I already have a folder. You come to theme, upload or photos. So I'm going to choose upload because I already have my own pictures I want to paste. Please, I have to proceed at lightning speed. So we browse, and where is it? Engineering. Okay, good. So I'm going to choose my header. So once I have the header image for Rush Corp, the next thing we're going to do is to fill in the okay, good. So let's wait a second until it loads. Okay. So here we are going to continue. I will not write anything in this description because I have an image, a small image I want to present. So I'm going to click on the image. I'm closing this. I'll choose the toolbox and click image. I'm done here. I'm done here. I'll click the image. And it's going to ask me to pick my preferred image. I have one already. Okay. So in the image title, please take note. In the image title, I'll be adding the description of the company and everything the client needs to know about the company. So I wouldn't go into data, requesting data from users this time around because we've done that before in the previous one. So I'm going to place my plain text. Good. So this is it. So this is the text we have for Rush Corp. And we're going to remove the header. It's not there because we already have it. And let's have a preview of the entire page. Let's have a preview of the entire page. I'm going to remove this because I don't need it. And let's have a preview. Right? So this is cool. So I'm going to work on this background this time around. So to work on the background, I will come here and choose the customized theme. Then from there, good. I'll choose the customized theme. Then I'll come down here. So I'm going to choose the kind of background I want. Look at it. These colors have been automatically selected for me in order to rhyme with the background color of the header image. You can see these colors were automatically selected for me by Google in order to rhyme with the background color of this image. So this is the background I want to choose. I want to choose the background for this piece. So let me choose, I can choose a deep one. As I choose, just look at the effect. So you won't see the effects until I choose from here, background. If I choose here, you'll see what happens. Can you see? Good. So now this background here is having a very unique look with the header image. Okay, so this is all I have here for this engineering page. And is there anything else? So I'll be sharing this link as well, so we can all try and see it from our end. By the way, I would tell you that you can actually change the sizing of your image. Look at this. The image may be small, you can increase and decrease it. So I deliberately increased mine to fit in the page. So this review is, I'll be sharing this link in the chat room, so we can all please, let's click on it. I've already shared it. I've shared it in the chat room. So up next, here's this. What else are we doing? Okay, car rentals. Car rentals. Car rentals. So car rentals here, we are designing for a rentage company now. So this one is actually huge and big. But before we proceed, let me give you some tasks to work with. Please, I'll be sharing you a link. And that link is for us to see the different other usage, apart from what we are building, of a form. So you'll be working with these links I'll be presenting to you. There are forms that you will fill. Well, the first one I'll be presenting is, according to our plan, is emulate a simple form for voting. Oh, good. We are going to do a small voting right here, right now. We'll also be voting where we all vote. So the data we are going to acquire, I'll show us where it is pasted. So we can manipulate our data, the collection of the voting we have done. So here we are. Please unmute. Go ahead, Mr. Toyi. Okay, you voted, right? So let's vote.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I said, I've been following your lesson and your display on the screen, but me personally, I don't have laptop. How am I going to do it? How am I going to
use your phone? You can use your phone.
All right.
Use your phone. Open your Chrome browser. Type in forms.google.com. Look at it on the screen. Forms. That's it. Enter that into your browser. That's the first step. Then you're going to see a plus sign, a big plus sign. Click on it.
Okay.
Then you can follow the lesson. So we are asking us to fill this. We are asking us to do this voting.
All right. Thanks so much. I'll do that. You can proceed.
You're welcome. So we're asking us to do this voting so that we can collect different data from you guys. Then we are going to look at where that data is going to be recording. All-star car rentals. Okay. Okay, so we have the page ready. So you can see. So you can choose any of these. So now, let's see what's going to happen. The essence of the logical connective is that by the time I click any of this, if you click next, it's going to determine what is the next page you are going to see. So if I click van, I'm going to see the page for van. Let's see. Can you see our fleet of vans? All right. That's logical and sweet. So you can make selection of any of the fun. This does not have selection in it. I only made it pictures. You can't select anything. You can only look at it. So let's go back. What if I choose SUV? See, you can actually click on the pictures. If I click SUV, I'm going to be taken to the SUV page. Can you see? This is the SUV page. So let's test for the sedan. If I click on the sedan, I'm going to be taken to the sedan page. You can see our fleet of sedan: Cadillac Celestiq EV, BMW i5 electric. These are the sedan. So that's it. And is there anything I promised I've not done? Yes. The hospital. I'm going to send the link to this form so that we can all take a look. Try to modify if you can. You're going to request. I'm going to be the one to request your collaboration if you want to modify this form. I'll be sharing the link in the So this is the link for this form. We can all access it. Oh. Please let's click on the link. Okay. So click on that link. If you are just joining in, I'm sending the link again in the chat room.